matchup here for Knight is you could go for Annie, or sorry, you could go for the Rise versus the Annie matchup. Will mean that early on you can kind of combat her for a push until she gets level 6, going into playoffs versus Gen.G. I feel like Beitron has felt he's a little bit more empowered in this composition, that he can have a little bit more say. That right there is a great excuse to leech experience from your top laner.
Oh, flash Chovy into the Cataclysm. There is no world where Knight gets out. Chovy has it mapped out. There is a ward in that Drake pit, so all this information towards Chovy as they secure the 3 grubs for that later first Drake. I know.
Let's get a single turret plate here for JackieLove. Maybe there's an angle for us to squeeze a little bit more, but all this is let's walk around mid. We're gonna stop Knight's back.
No flash. Cataclysm down. TP coming over. Shockwave used. Knight trying to buy himself some time. There's the Magnet Storm layered as well. Hong trying to lock down the golden left hand, and with Tibbers, he will fall for a second time in a row. Comfortable enough trying to step up, maybe steal some camps away, knowing that a lot of the bite out of this TES burst comp has been negated, but it's just swinging onto the top side. His volley execution does come down again. Big enough flash over the flag and drag, but he's trying to just TP out, and there's no more ways to knock him out of it. Smart timing there for Ben to avoid the gank.
Still fine. 369 catches his top.
Chovy, and they will shut down that Dragon Stack win con. So Chovy grabs the first 3 grubs to give TES agency to get more gold, and now he evens up the Drake count. So this game
about a 1,500 gold lead at 15 minutes. Now they're only down about 800. Maybe they can make a play on the 369.
Power Execution is going to end up tagging the Scion. Flash comes out, but All's going to flash right on top of him, and Elk with the Killer Instinct comes through and gets BLG on the board as they try and claw back in that gold deficit.
It's Herald, but there's a wave that they missed out on top side. The rest of this is going to go over to Elk. Let's look at Cream. I hope our observers show this. A little late now, but that is going to be first turret going over to top Esports. And again, more of the jungle camps of Chovy being protected here. That was a big investment coming in from BLG.
Oh, TP coming behind here. Hong in position. Decimating Smash going to knock up the Chariot coming forward. Is Cream not going to be able to clothesline to drop that Tibbers? And off it.
And Cream got to pick up those 2 top waves after the teleport. Now Knight has to do the same here on this top lane.
Good stun.
Trade of the Shockwave should be fine. We've got Dragon in 2 minutes. This is really exploitative coming out from top Esports. And JackieLove.
Oh, JackieLove. He's got to burn his summoners. Quick cycle comes through. Killer Instinct through. Elk doesn't need summoners to pick up that kill. The power of the Kaisa shows. And JackieLove is punished for 1 face check. Great to your kit, especially with that invisibility, is going to be huge as Knight senses something in the force. The TES are looking to overload towards this top side. They will grab themselves the second turret. Knight not going to play with his life to try and defend that. So despite BLG making a bit of a comeback here in this mid-game, top Esports still command a lot more of the map right now. And that's going to be very big when you look at Otacon in about a minute time and that Dragon in under a minute. That number is looking to change here. The TES are forcing their way into this bottom river. BLG already trying to conquer the challenge of this Infernal Drake. When does TES pull the trigger? Chovy going to go for the flag and drag, gets the knock-up Cataclysm, and they've completely stun-locked Knight. He flashes, but still ends up falling, and Bid's next to drop as well. BLG get the Dragon, but they pay the price with their 2 solo lanes, and they are adding on it. On goes down as well to JackieLove, the Cyclone over the wall. 369 trying to dive after the last 2 kills, but he doesn't need to chase them down. They've already feasted on Bilibili Gaming.
That is exactly what top Esports mid, but it's just pity prizes at this point, Slayer. It's going to be an Otacon and a fight win going over to top Esports.
Oh, you talked about it. The one big strength the top Esports really bring into this series is how much better they, and I want to give most of the credit to, Chovy is on the map. We see so many times endless LPL games.
I feel bad for Elk because he had his 2 items. He was ready to fight, and we biffed that as
ready
BLG.
to fight. They're going after Chovy. Cyclone down as well. Shockwave landed. Chovy is cut through. Split 1 MVP sent to the gray screen. How much more can Bilibili get off it? With Knockup City, they surely can find themselves a double, and that double goes back to the golden left hand.
Taken, and they can grab some jungle camps. You can see that Beitron is currently on the bottom side of the map, but fearing the totals for either side.
We don't have time because we're just fighting. There's a molten pit under Beitron and on. And we see TES answer right back with their own combo for a 2-piece.
I was going to say, there was a level and a half difference between Beitron and Chovy. Beitron had been doing a fantastic job here in this game.
Oh, JackieLove caught the MVP of Split 3, cut down by Elk, and he flashes over Hogs, stun as well. LPL Kaisa impressing as always, but they're going to dive under the tier 2 turret. He gets away from Hog's engage with a flag and drag. Is more than enough to knock down Elk. And it looks like Ben is just a little bit too late to arrive to the party with Grubs. TS are going to knock down a mid-tier 1 turret. Now they're going to take a look at Knight, who's thankful for that blast cone spawn.
All this to say for this play, so BLG might feel a little pressure to start the fight. Sion's going to come on through. They want Cream.
Good flash. Cream gets over the wall now. Ben's a bit out of position with a high health bar, but look at Jackie Love. He's sectioned off away from the rest of the team. So right now, TS don't have a lot of punch behind their kids. But Jackie Love is able to creep his way back up. The rest of TES bring the line back forward. We start dancing around the mid lane. I'm going to look for the first engage onto Chovy. Gets chunked out very, very low with the Magnet Storm. Turn comes out from Hog. And it is absolutely glorious into the Cataclysm dunk down. Elk's gone. On's joining him. Maybe all of BLG will go down. Hog just gapped Bilibili, and he's going to send them home. 4 kills to nothing.
Wow, that should have been a good spot for BLG. They got the flash out from Cream, but On, not respecting or maybe not knowing what his job needs to be, is stop Hong from engaging. There's too many different angles. If he's stopping the Rel, he's not stopping Kanavi. He's not stopping 369.
Timber's
gonna make it happen again. He's gonna teleport all the way back to his base, but Top Esports are gonna find 3 kills. They're gonna performance from our mid lane MVP. Knight, a legendary player in his own right for what he's done in recent years in modern history, but looks like
369. Health bar going low. Elk gonna kill her instinct forward to get the kill. Dunk down comes across from Kanavi, and Elk is trapped with no flash, and Creep TV's in to find the kill. We have action happening all over the map. Jackie Love is picked off in the mid lane, but luckily the rest of TES are gonna pull him and the squad up by their bootstraps and win the pick plays across the map 2-2 with a top lane tier 2 turret.
The only thing that is BLG favored right now is the dragon stacking. They have 3 dragons at this time. Jackie Love and Kanavi are going to come over. 369 can teleport, and it is too late here for BLG. They have to be able to BLG, they're now first to the pit. Top Esports, they got some of their recalls in. Can they enter?
It's a dark, dark world in that river, but as they get light on the Baron, it is way below half HP, and they're trying to mark Kanavi, who does flag a drag on top of Knight, drops the Cataclysm, but it's onto both the takes. He's trying to lock on a bit in place, but the Baron is going to be finished off here by Beitchuan. Fight breaks out, Cyclone down, 369 trying to fly after the carries. On's going to sacrifice himself first with the Trickster.
Through that fight, unable to do so, and now it turns into them losing the Baron.
Oh,
Knight.
Yeah, and he has to flash away from Beitchuan. Great flash for Beitchuan back. He gets away from the Timber stun. 369 who's trying to push the down to the front line, but Elk has more than enough to turn it right back at him. TES are starting to turret, and unlike earlier for TES, Bilibili Gaming are strong enough to knock it down and look for more.
They can continue to go. This is the team that doesn't have 3 grubs. This is the team that lost feats of strength. BLG may have just found Hong.
Hong looking for the engage, just try buy himself some space. On with the Unbreakable Will is very, very tanky. Both redemptions drop. Shockwave hits onto Cream, and in goes 369. Trying to find these backline targets. The Cataclysm doesn't matter this time because Elk gets the free hit and burn through Top Esports.
No one can deal with these tanks. It's supposed to be Cream, but he doesn't have the magic penetration to do so. Jackie Love, even with all of this true damage, even with all of this armor shred, cannot hit through tanks. This might be the end here for BLG. They've got another minion wave and still Baron at their backs.
Bilibili Gaming, we're down and out all through this game 1, but if you don't kill them now, they will make you rue the day as they look for this final push that's helped out by the fact they've knocked down Hong for another 40 seconds. It's Garib trying to clear out the way, but it's a jump on from Elk, finds the first kill. Void Seeker over, they're flashing after Jackie Love as he desperately kites into his fountain. Next wave comes up for Top Esports, and it's Knight to find the shockwave into the golden stasis to put a golden stamp of approval on BLG's comeback game 1.
Have enough damage to get to this Sivir, and barring some massive team fight flub, maybe if Top Esports can utilize the champions that can ignore the front line, and when we look at these 2 bottom lanes, I think it is up to Jackie Love and Hong to land the most amount of damage, because for Elk, he's just scaling. He's like, okay, cool. I'm maybe down 10 CS, and I'm still going to be relevant later on.
Oh, I've seen this story play out before. Knight, between worlds, there's no world where you survive this mid-gank. Again, Kanavi finding first blood onto the golden left hand of BLG back-to-back games.
He has no teleport either. So this is going to be a wave that he's just missing, and it is Cannon Wave as well.
Waves on Elk, and they will get that Dragon as a trade. So yeah, 3 grubs stinks.
But mid-wave here for Elk, and just holding on to the game, just keep it going steady. Top Esports do have some pretty important item spikes coming through, and I expect that force for Jackie Love, and same here for Cream.
I'm one. Maybe we'll be at this Rift Herald. The Kanavi is starting up alongside 369. TP's coming through for Bin. They can have Knight walk down as well. The Eye going to get punched out here. Could it be a 50-50? Bin doesn't want it that way. He's going to pop the Dominus and try and brute force CS off. But Kanavi, with that Pantheon passive, gets the Rift Herald. But now he's getting stun locked in place. Bin, though, has to dash back out of the Dominus. Between Worlds comes across for Knight. Tries to dash around towards the backside of the fight. As On sends himself in. But Elk doesn't have enough damage and comfortability to step up. Beichuan's going to pick up the Eye. And On, with Flash, going to have to get out over the pit. Beichuan and Bin usher themselves out as well.
So it just is a weird mirroring kind of situation to happen, especially here in the upper finals.
Well, maybe we'll see some return to skirmishing on the top side. There's the Grand Starfall through for Kanavi. Stun locked and no flash on Bin. Kanavi finally finds a pick with that global ultimate, and here comes another one. Cream gonna realm warp right on top of On, who does a good job to stun land the solar flare. But On, this turret is lying to you. This is not a safe haven. This is a warning mark, and he's going to use that Zenith Blade to try and jump onto 369, abandons the turret, and he's going to have to abandon his health bar as well. TES find the picks, but just like game one, Jackie Love is picked off as the return for BLG.
Don't think it matters, though. Teleport's going to go down towards bottom side, so 369 is going to pick up this wave. Top Esports with 3 Grubs and a Herald will grab 2 turrets in trade. BLG will finally take down this mid-tier 1. And now, Slayer, with all of the gold and finally some action here from Top Esports, 16 at that point, maybe with an Otacon, he actually gets to that 3rd point in his ultimate ability, gets more damage onto his overload stacks. And with all of the focus on the here, there's all summoner spells and the ultimate here available for On. 369 could kidnap a single member.
Resistance is being shred by Kanavi and company. Bin gets chunked out of the fight, though, on the top side, 50-50, and this time Beichuan wins it, steals away the Octagon, and now they're feeling cocky, trying to run down TES, but Beichuan's going to hold his horses. Jackie Love pretty far chunked out. Bin's going to lose access to this Dominus, and BLG, again, a new trait we're seeing them show in this series. Really smart restraint after they take the Octagon.
I am just absolutely puzzled as to what 369 and Cream are doing in this fight.
Oh my god,
Knight is using the ultimate?
Oh, okay, Knight. Hey, listen, Between Worlds gets you in and gets you out, and the pillar down on the Kanavi. Elk's flashing forward for him, and gets one measly auto down. Okay.
Make something happen, and with these long lanes now on the opposite sides, any trades that the solo laners take could turn into a kill. Knight might be caught. There's still an ultimate available for Kanavi.
Oh, great. Rune Prism. He's going to use the Realm Warp to go to the other side of the Between Worlds. Knight. Redemption's going to come down here for some extra damage, but Cream can't close the gap. But guess who can? The stars falling on top of Knight. It's Kanavi.
Because he'll have teleport. He's going to teleport back into the mid lane wave. Sells the Doran's Blade before the turret falls. Has this last, has the Mortal Reminder now. So armor penetration is very important versus 369, but I'll be honest here, Slayer. I really would have liked to have seen an Infinity Edge. I think when you look, you have a Trundle outside of that single kill on tonight we just saw.
How about such a sleeper Drake take there for TES? Hold on, Solar Flare is going to land on top of Hong, but look at the healing and shielding he gets back just like that. No real threat onto the Enchanter support for here for Top Esports. Again, though, Bilibili, they don't really sacrifice much. That Solar Flare should come up pretty soon as they continue to wrestle for control of this river.
It's so tough here for BLG because if they overextend on the one side, Rise is going to come through from the bottom lane wave. We're going for it now.
Bash it down the front door. Everybody get away from the Raptor pit there. That is the Realm Warp and Grand Starfall used. And the only summoner they gain is Knight, but more important...
means that Top Esports are getting a little bit more gold. They've maintained about a 3,500 gold lead here.
Jackie Love, not again.
Love, no.
He's been so mistake-prone in this series so far. He's got a flash, use the Arcane Shift, and use Kanavi to try and bodyguard. Then he's going to try and find an angle onto this Ezreal, but Jackie Love does get himself out. He has no mana, though. He is virtually out of this fight, and Bin is running amok in this backside. Enchanter down, flashes on top of Jackie Love. What a Call of the Meek there from Bin, showing why he is one of the premier top laners the LPL has to offer.
There we go. That's a blue buff given over them. And do they start up this objective? There is no ability for Kanavi to slide on through into the back line. He has a flash. He can use the Hextech portal, but this is just going to be the Baron going over to BLG. Jackie Love gets caught yet again. Way too much damage. And Beichuan on this Trundle. We're going to see Top Esports re-enter.
They don't have Grand Starfall, there's no Realm Warp, and they don't have the numbers to fight here. Cream already having to flash away from Bin, trying to kite back desperately, but he is all the damage. 369 goes all out, but he is all done for with all those resistances shred. It's a stall game coming out here from Top Esports. They've done a good job pulling BLG away from this Baron pit, but if they lose Chovy, the turn back will be even sweeter towards the Purple Worm, and they'll do just that. Chovy and 369 trade out places with JackeyLove and Hong getting picked off earlier.
All right, mid-wave, it means no Baron. BLG have spent too much time chasing these members around the map, and a massive mistake yet again for Top Esports. This time, they at least are the ones with the Dragon Soul in their back pockets. A teleport here from Bin.
Hexgate 2.
Guardian Angel.
Oh, and Dominus. This is a big bad croc, but they gotta deal with the troll with a club first. Hong spawned back in and gets sent back out, expedited shipping. And now BLG turn towards the Baron again. Chovy up at 10 seconds with the Grand Starfall. Cream still present here, but 369 has to run his way all the way back over. And this time, third time's going to be the charm. Bilibili Gaming wearing purple on all 5 members.
Now, BLG, we have to fix these side lanes right now. We have a Dragon spawning in a minute and a half. We have to push this top lane coming.
Has been playing not just all split long to receive his MVP, but even in these playoffs. You could say it's been weaker opponents, but JackeyLove has been in such prime position, and he's been nothing but on point this series. And oh boy, we're just going all after Cream. Nice Seraph Shields, bro. See you later. Bin is running this game too for BLG.
They're going to drop this mid-tier 1 and set themselves up around this Dragon that spawns in 30. How much more can Top Esports get? It'll probably be at least this mid-tier 1. It is Sivir by herself, but On and Beitwan are here. They don't even get the turret at all. Top Esports are crumbling, and I think that this comes at a really important time, not only for their carries, but for JackeyLove. We talked about it earlier in one of their earlier series here, but JackeyLove with a lot of health issues right now, being outspoken about potentially his future, being undecided here in the space. So, what could be one of JackeyLove's last playoff runs? This is not the way that we want to see what the official LPL broadcast dubbed as the MVP for split number 3. BLG will be able to grab their second Dragon of the game and at least deny Top Esports from grabbing a Hextech Soul.
Royalty in JackeyLove as well as we don't have time to broach the conversation of Hong. Just completely picked off. Starting to really feel the pains of playing Enchanters in this current meta, and it doesn't help that he's just been caught playing the Vision War constantly, and the spoils of war here for Bilibili Gaming. There's one tier 2 turret down in the mid lane. It's going to be Knight gobbling up the second here. And just like game 1, the later game stage, the post 30-minute phase, a phase I do want to mention, by the way, was talking about the team fight compositions, and it was a big topic that we had before all those big Barons. Okay, hold on. They're going after Elk here, and they might finally have him. Good McHale's, though. Elk gets himself out, but Chovy wants to flash after him. That desperation coming through again. He has his GA, but he doesn't have Elk. They instead get on. Between Worlds comes across from Knight and Bin. Look at him holding all of TES at bay here. Creep tries to focus all of his attention, but it's actually JackeyLove that's able to layer some pretty good damage. Down goes Beitwan. Elk steps back up, and they're trying to burn through that healthy bar from 369, but it's not enough. Finally, the 5-man full court press finds itself some more gold.
There it is. It's going to be mid-tier 1, and a fight that was so close to going towards BLG ends up falling towards Top Esports. It is going to be JackeyLove, Cream, and Hong alongside Chovy all losing their flash, but you will take it with how the way this game has been going, the way this series is starting to trend. 2 turrets as well. Surely Top Esports can't lose with a Hextech Soul, right? Right, guys? On some of these champions, I mean, still no flash for the next 30 seconds.
Okay, Cream. Don't know what that Realm Warp was supposed to be.
It was a bait. He was like, okay, maybe they'll just send it in on the Realm Warp here.
Yeah, instead BLG smack away the hook with the bait on it and say thank you very much. It does push them off the Baron. BLG really trying to force this down. JackeyLove can eat a Zenith Blade. Good arcade shift back though, and boy, On is getting punched down by JackeyLove. Knight's going to try and go after him next as the Grand Starfall falls onto the back line. Where is Elk? Him and Knight are cowling away from the team here as the GA gets popped by Bin. Respawns back up. JackeyLove, though, is just layering all these Mystic shots. Sure, Knight, you go into your stasis, but JackeyLove says, Knight, you can pick me off once, but I'm making it a problem for the rest of this game.
Prince of Top Esports. Knight growing up on this Academy team, Jackie Love now.
Oh, he's still just so confident, playing right on the edge of his range. Baron secured, been on the backside of this fight, doesn't have any dominance. Kanavi's going right after Elk. Good spell shield comes down, but Bejuan falls first. Elk, how good can you kite back here? Trying to buy some space. Kanavi gets knocked out of his jump. Elk, though, is going to get knocked down by Jackie Love again, who finds his revenge and is scaled back into prime form when TES needed it most.
Even gets a heal off of that. Mikhail's been not able to cancel the recalls here. Maybe he finds this kill on the Hong. He's going to get double teleports from Top Esports.
Run, Bin, run! All right, that Solar Flare is pretty clutch, but here's a Realm Warp. Oh, Cream, he's going to take it this time. 3 members, Rune Prism, Bin, no GA to save you, and Cream is going to chase him down with the power of the Mantra Karma, and he wants Knight's name too, forcing a flash trade, and they're bringing the Baron Wave right knocking on the door of BLG's base.
This is game number 2 going over to Top Esports. Iffy midsection there, but Top Esports get it done in the end, and Cream really stands tall alongside his AD.
Oh, Knight goes after Hong, but he'll happily sacrifice himself. Knight's trying to pull away the wave from the turret here alongside On. Bejuan is respawned. That redemption is pretty clutch, but Jackie Love has his eyes set on an even series, and there's nothing BLG can do to stop him. The LPL Split 3 MVP evens our series up at 1 apiece.
Cream is the melee specialist. We're getting Yasuo here for Cream. All right, let's get some knockups. Let's try to Kiana in the jungle.
Bejuan. Ooh, you lose your Grump as well. That Dark Binding may be the thing that saves Bejuan. He's going to pop the Black Shield. Kanavi, does he feel like he has the lethal blow to deal? Nope, no spells in cycle, but still a moral and gold victory. And now Bejuan is expecting Kanavi to run away. He actually flashes back over him. Miscondom ducked, and Kanavi just gapping Bejuan for first blood. That is.
He's gonna catch this wave. He is still staying. He is playing so much respect. No vision from Top Esports or from BLG. As soon as this dragon goes into the announcement, imagine he'll pick that up. But that was a lot of golden experience. Slick with the Yasuo here. Has to be a little bit careful, but with a bunch of shields should be fine.
Kanavi has a stolen Buster shot and gets the 2-man knockup. See you later, Knight. Kanavi still giving nightmares to the.
Exhaust goes onto Kanavi, but that's the wrong target. Should be onto Yasuo. By this point, the play's already over. Elk is dead.
All right, we have 2v2s finally bearing kills, and it's back even more so towards Top Esports. They are sending BLG on a death spiral down in this series, and it's just getting worse and worse as Bejuan loses his flash between his own 2 turrets.
He's gonna lose because he got this. Maybe they make a play on tonight.
Kanavi, he's just everywhere, making plays top lane, mid lane, but the Buster shot doesn't interrupt the Orn Horde, and it's singing the demise of Knight. Another game where Knight is routinely caught out 3 games in a row, but now it's BLG's turn to make a response, diving onto Cream, depth charge into that Soul Shackle, more than enough damage to get it done. Clean response there from the rest of Bilibili Gaming. Well, TP, not really getting a lot for Top Esports. Are they getting antsy, knowing they weren't able to make much out of those TPs? Not for now. All they're eating is Dark Bindings. Dredgeline lands on top of 369 as well. Hong trying to kite back safely, but Elk's able to get the Chains of Corruption down. Good unstoppable to interrupt them, and Jackie Love's going to turn his head towards Elk. Here comes the Hex Gates, though. Kanavi going on top of 3. Has the Chains of Corruption stolen around. Kanavi is mogging 3 members of Bilibili Gaming, and there's nothing they can do about it. Bejuan falls again. Hong finds himself the charm, the knockup, and the last breath down. Kanavi is in good today. Give him a triple kill. TS running wild with this game 3.
It is 14 minutes. He has 10 stacks and a fully completed Proto Belt here. Rocket Belt coming on through. That teleport from Top Esports, it forces more. This might just be a Quadra here.
He wants more.
Not able to grab it, but guess what? 2 jungle camps and some more damage on these mid and top tier turrets here for Top.
Definition of flow state right now. Kanavi making all the right moves, and he's not done. He's got a depth charge hijack. He's going to drop it on top of Knight as he eliminates his support. Double knockups land on a Knight. Hong makes it a triple. They're just throwing Knight into the air, bouncing him around, and he'll rocket jump himself back out. But Vin TPs himself into the meat grinder, instantly gets popped. Bejuan having to flash away from Kanavi and Hong again. This is TES in their prime, showing why they were the top seed out of Group Ascend, threatening to go back to a second LPL final.
TES didn't even teleport Cream over, are transitioning early game leads into mid-game advantages. We are 16 minutes. I don't think we're allowed to fight this BLG. We are posturing and they can still engage.
Oh no. Scuttle Crab to set the engage. Where is the knockup? Where's the last breath? Hong isn't able to land it. Good equalizer as well to separate. Hong going to re-engage with the depth charge. Blast going to get pin forward. He's looking for the overheat. Pumping the damage on the Flame Spitter. And now CS on the back foot. Good knockup for the Dado on Cream. Hijacked. Equalizer going to come back down into the feather pullback. Jackie Love sets them up. And Kanavi knocks them down again. Top Esports are just hitting harder, moving faster, and looking stronger. And there's nothing BLG can do to stop him.
The only reason this play went on as long as it did is because Kanavi got hit with a binding. This fight should have been over 5 minutes earlier with BLG losing even more. We are at 16 and a half minutes. This is our number 1 and number 3 seeds fighting, and Top Esports are 12-1 and 8,000 gold. Just like this play goes a little too long, and if BLG were slightly even, wait, picture.
Hold on, it's another hijacked ultimate from guess who? Kanavi, sending more names back to the base than BLG can count. It's Kanavi with his 9th kill of the game, and BLG once again running away from the godlike man on Summoner's Rift. Bin doesn't even catch him as he has his stasis up. He's gonna dash after him, dive under the turret. There's one, making a double. Only Elk's Shades of Corruptions can stop the madman Kanavi on this Rift.
Elk gets at least one, and that is a shutdown. Kanavi, I want to see if he respawns in 30 seconds. Does he still have a shutdown bounty? Because that would be impressive. Dragon is up on the table, but Top Esports cannot do anything. BLG, game number 3.
It's the same, this topside brush that BLG is so hesitant to walk into. Cream gets one knockup, but he goes all in with the last breath. Hall gets a double charm into the bouncy house of doom. All BLG see is the sky and the gray screen as they make their fall back down. It's only Cream that ends up falling, but TES want more, but it's Kanavi with the flash, and of course, he finds Beitwan once again. Good buster shot back, but Knight, you can't even kill off Jackie Love. It's a rocket jump back out to safety. Only one morsel of a kill allowed to Bilibili.
He is 13-1. Beitwan, this is supposed to be your little pocket pick that you pulled on through. The AI from Gen.G thinks this is an 81%. Hey, I'll give you an extra 9 right there for talking about Knight. This is a 90% win percentile coming on through for Top Esports. 21 minutes. Hex.
We've gone to it. Yeah, thank you. That's an elite highlight there coming out from you all. Here's the fun part we've gotten to here. This is, you know, blowout games can not be the most fun because they're so one-sided. But we get to play this fun game I like to call, can he one-shot? That's where we're at with Kanavi right now and how ahead he is. Let's see. How many people can this guy one-shot?
Because he's
face-checking 3 people, and Beitwan, he doesn't think, oh, I see an engage. He's thinking, oh god, the devil is running at me faster than the speed of light, and somehow he gets onto Elk, goes to Redemption. The only reason to save him, Kanavi is ignoring all structures, all enemies. All he sees is red. All he sees is series points for Top Esports. And they might as well just look for the push damn near soon as they knock down an inhibitor at 22 minutes. Cream, though, has to throw up the wind wall as Knight and Bin are trying to push some damage back out. But look at the big tanky Ornn. Do not touch my mid laner.
Not even a single turret here taken by BLG. Oh my god, Kanavi!
Oh, Kanavi! They have families, man!
Every ultimate, by the way, is incredibly dangerous.
Oh no, you don't want to hook that guy on! Oh my lord, he turns the Chains of Corruption right back at BLG.
He's looking for it. Kanavi wants more.
He wants the full book. He wants the full book. All right, he's not going to get it on tonight. BLG, just let them leave. Let them
22 stacks here. We're going to probably see a fully stacked Magi's here for Kanavi. Our producer, Rare Adam, did throw a lower third earlier. 9-3 is what Kanavi is all-time. Guess what? Let's pull up a 10-3 real quickly here in this game. A disgusting jungle difference, and something that we'll have to talk about going into game number 4. Beitwan has been a playoff-only appearance here for Bilibili.
But finding these unique gank angles to find kills after kills. There has not been a game in this series where Knight has not been killed off.
Beitwan, Shadow, Kanavi, Shun, and Tarzan. And what did we get from Tarzan last night? He got the living hell out of Wei. If this is the form we're going to get from these two junglers, I need an AL Top Esports Grand Finals like I need air, man.
You know, we've already had tape on it too, as AL are the team that are looking to be one of the select few that have made all 3 LPL finals in a split. So you know that Top Esports and AL already went toe-to-toe in those Split 1 playoffs. Adds even more fire to the fuel of that matchup as it seems to be growing more and more intensely as this series goes on. As we were talking about the stakes here for Top Esports, they went through some house cleaning measures towards the topside river, known as a little thing you like to call the Baron buff that was all but guaranteed to them by the mighty gold lead they're holding. And well, BLG, what can they do? Watch all of their structures fall? Well, they might just watch this game fall. Here's the waves brought up towards the Nexus turrets, and we just have to keep our eyes on the man, the myth, the legend, Chovy, and Witty decides to go in. This time it was 369 to start things off, and there's not much to say here. BLG are cowering in fear in their own fountain as they have watched their 1-0 lead in the upper bracket diminish, and they see themselves 1 game away from the losers bracket in Top Esports, 1 game away.
Identity is accentuated. You're going to have the Cho'Gath knockup alongside the Feast to not only deal with Yorick, but any other potential contenders. And for BLG, this is no barrier here for Jackie Love. Chovy says, I can't help anymore, guys. You're just going to have to either take a recall or suck it up, because I have an entire bot side quadrant that I still have to contest for. Seeing the picture-in-picture how those flashes were lost. It is On who's able to move, and Hong, I don't think you're going to be able to do too much here. So let's just get Chovy is clear. Let's get towards that top side of the map.
Trying to go for the hero steal onto that scuttle, and now Shadow wants to look for that engage. He's got Elk in position. Hong, a head-scratching first blood. The first for the bot lane angle. Instead, Shadow's going to be spotted in that tri-brush. Chovy just trying to poke and make sure the dragon is there as Knight does dash forward, goes for the Emperor's Divide onto Cream, but Chovy is here to cover for his mid laner. Again, as it's been all series long, Knight cannot buy a 1v1 against Cream early, and it may not have been first blood.
Wave. Really, really clean stuff. You see that BLG, they can't even move forward here.
He's separated from On, but no
he got body blocked!
Holy moly, minion block! Jackie Love has to flash. Looks like the minions even want BLG to go to game 5 here, and Shadow's trying to propel them further. The shield comes down just in time for the Ren to come through for L. Through here. Is Chovy feeling comfortable to just solo out this dragon? Grubs are about a mere 10 seconds away. We're seeing the swaps finally start to come through here for BLG. On going to use that spellbook to TP up towards the top side. They've got 369 in the 2v1, and what is that mostly doing here?
When else in all of LPL regular season have we seen Knight getting repeatedly throughout series focused in lane and getting targeted, as well as also falling? Usually Knight is pretty decent about being able to survive the ganks for the most part. Jackie Love getting traded upon.
Gonna get the handshake to pull him away from the turret. No, they can't get him out of the aggro, and Hog's in a snap engage. Elk takes a turret shot. Glacial Fish are gonna knock him up, and Elk and On overextend themselves, and just like that, their 2v2 lead explodes.
I know. Coach Homie is incredibly stressed with how this is looking. Ben's dead.
Ben. Yep, sayonara. There's the Rupture knockup, and Canavi's second kill. In the vision that do have control of this Drake pin. They're going to be looking to start, but here comes the Reaver's Ball from Cream. Elk is sectioned off for the rest of the team, and the flick back lands on to On, and he uses the bailout just to buy time. 369 flashes himself back out of safety. Canavi uses the ult to go right on top of Elk. Remember, he was pushed out of the fight, and now he's pushed back towards his fountain as Cream continues to land CC after CC, and BLG are falling one at a time. It's only Knight with the Emperor's Divide to find some form of salvation, but even that salvation doesn't mean any kills. Those all go to Top Esports.
I love this pull and tug that we're getting from these two teams here. Not only have we talked about the interaction between our two
Shadow at him, you throw Beitwan, it doesn't matter. The way this guy's playing, no one can stop him except maybe the defending champion jungler. It feels like he has a date with Destiny in as the culling drops through. Elk and On very low. It's got to be the redemption that sets up for the Rift Herald take. So Shadow gets the smite down, but getting the Rift Herald itself is a whole other challenge. Shadow, you cannot throw this game away for the Herald. It's the hostile takeover. Sideways hit from On into the Emperor's Divide. Finally, Knight makes an impression on this series. Jackie Love and Cream around the fight. 369 looking for a feast, but he doesn't have enough damage. It's Chovy to rescue one back. Finds the kill on the Shadow. Goes unstoppable. How much work can Chovy do? No, he can't even find a trade kill. It's Knight again. Finally, the golden left hand brushes off the rust and saves BLG from the brink of destruction.
Let's get a recall in, boys, because we have got a fight and a game. Makes up for what was a lost fight around the dragon. If Talia does not have flash or she cannot react in time, that's a free kill going over to BLG. Those are the 2 carries falling.
Shout out once again our sponsor, ProDiff.gg. You can use 10%, get 10% off with LPL 10 to learn sweet moves like this on how to use a Rift Herald, set up for Octagon properly, and bring your solo queue rank up as we see Hong look for the engage on to Shadow. A huge choke coming across here for BLG. Redemption going to be able to stave off a lot of the early damage from Bilibili.
Oh my god. Kanavi was doing a hell of a lot of damage. That flash from Shadow basically saves him in this play, but now we're in a spot. On.
Flick back, no hostile takeover. Picked off again, just like the big fight won for TES, and they want more. They're hungry, feasting to chomp down on BLG, and Shadow without flash is the next one to see a stone and a wolf pack hunt him over the wall.
Minute before this dragon spawns would be sole point here for top esports. Let's get this mid-tier 1. Let's use that demolish on 369. How will BLG be able to enter into Fog of War? There are no wards on this
Soul for top esports. At around 20 minutes, a huge win con for them to get, but they are losing control rapidly of the river, and 369 is dropped in the play place. Gonna get the knockup, flash himself back out of safety, slippery stones, making sure nobody can fall 369, but the roots of the tree of Maokai follow. Hostile takeover, all of it to get 369. Kanavi goes in looking for the trade, cooling off to the side from Jackula, but none of the kills are coming through. Shadow's the first one to fall. Cream has to flash back, but Bin is hunting him down with the maiden. Kanavi's gonna re-engage though. Bin's gone too far forward, and Kanavi will not let him get away with it. Fate sealed, throws on into the next waiting arms, and Kanavi gets himself the triple kill. Kanavi looking for the highlight moment to end BLG's season, but Knight says, hell no! Bow down to the might of the gold left hand, and BLG!
3-0 triple kill for Elk here. He is putting Kanavi. Can we allow for Elk and Knight to fire away at their opponents? It is so hard to play Kalista into a Talia, an unraveled Earth. Look at that picture-in-picture right now. We are going to the Baron. No flash on Jackie Love, no flash on Cream.
The Octagon below half HP. Guys, this replay isn't that worth it because the engage is coming out from BLG. Octagon aggro going to get dropped here. Hong trying to use a Glacial Fissure to buy some space. Bin has to flash over a seismic shove look from Cream. And Octagon has reset nearly to full HP. BLG still hurting from the resistances. This big bad buff drops off, but with the Rend available and that Rend smite, they feel like they have enough control to try and burn through it. Do TES want to gamble? Basically, this entire game, I'm looking for the Octagon. It's only Hong that's able to step up, makes a good cage. Kanavi can't get in. Hong steals the Octagon with the seal spellbook smite. How does he get away with that into the Rend smite from BLG?
We were setting up Crisp on this roster. He gets sent off into Weibo. So many questions about if Hong was going to be able to perform.
Oh no. Shadow may be caught here. Nature's Grass dropped. Weaver's wall gonna try and sex people off. The cooling has to come down from Jackie Love to try and protect Hong. Hong and Shadow very low, but it's Knight over the wall. Trying to throw Sand Soldiers, but he gets thrown up. Good stasis to get away from that flick back. Can Kanavi get in? No, the heals, the shields, they're too much. And Knight is done messing around in this series. And he wants blood paid back to him in full. And Kanavi will burn down. Knight has finally arrived to this series for BLG.
There it is, and that should be what feels like the nail in the coffin for this game number 4. BLG have constantly been pressing onto top esports. They've been getting all of their summoner spells, and even with Kanavi getting as close as he can, even with miracle steals from Hong.
Oh my god. Oh, he gets knocked up though. Chomp, bailout. See ya later, Elk. Again, pushing his lead and limits too far.
Oh, Knight's also trying to do it. He's going to try and get some revenge onto his JDG. Second dragon here. 2 Ocean Drakes. Still a huge lead. Look at Elk here with triple items. Same thing with Knight. No Infinity Edge completed for Jackie Love. That feels like it's going to be the next breakpoint for top esports if they want any ability to be able to contest BLG in this game number 4. And a reminder for what this means going into Worlds. BLG, a win here automatically qualifies them either as the first or the second seed, at the very least, going into Worlds 2025. Top esports, even with a win tonight, would have to win the entirety of Split 3 in order to auto-qualify.
And knowing all of that and how important it is for top esports to keep their auto qualification alive, It has been utter dominance the past 2 years from BLG. They are 5-1 in best-of-5 formats up against top esports. Their only lone loss, funnily enough,
for some of the players here, some of the champions on BLG, they're going to start this up. Your Rens have to be true. Shadow, you have to be able to land this.
Have to be able to hit your smite key. They're going to try to trade the Baron for maybe Bin. Here comes Weaver's Wall. Kanavi's in the pin. Does he have another steal in him? No! Shadow finally secures this Baron. Gets the Ren down, and BLG have the Baron, but they're looking for more. They want to end this game now as Elk uses the Fates call to throw on in, and Elk is dipping, dashing, and dodging all around TES on their backline. Cream and Kanavi can't even find the kill on the Shadow, and they can't knock down Knight. The LPL English Split 3 MVP shows up in the witching hour. Ace to BLG. Bring on game 5. Bring me Silver Scrapes.
That's what we wanted to see, and there was no other way this series could have ended. It could not have been without a 3-0, a 3-1. It had to be 5 games for a spot in the grand finals. BLG have arrived, 7-1-7 for the man in the mid lane. Let's go ahead. Let's get that game number 5.
40 champions off the board, LPL finals, world's contention, all on the line as we are tied up 2-2 in the 1v1 where you are heavily favored, and that is the mantra of this Mordekaiser, and that one will be locked in. I'm a huge Mordekaiser fan, and we are getting a...
we're getting a level 1.
Oh,
Slayer,
no.
it's game 5.
Please,
both teams have seen each other.
Guys, come on, it's game, it's game 5! And the hook harpoon lands, but a huge pullback comes across from Bin. That is first blood over to BLG. It's secured by Shadow, and the Mord passive value becomes huge, but another harpoon lands on it. He immediately flashes with the charm, doesn't bring it back towards Storm, and it sets up the crit shot for Jackie Love, but a trade back lands on the Shadow. And if this series couldn't get any crazier, we could flip level 1. Kanavi. It feels like he has to come off his clear to provide some value. There he shows on the ward, on an Elk trying to race back. They have flashing cleanse on Elk, but On doesn't have it. Hong able to flash away from On, looking for the trade. The repel, though, back to the minions. It's the deadly flourish eaten by Elk, but he cleanses it out, and somehow On once again escapes death. Oh no, Kanavi though. Good vault breaker. He cancels the dash. Shadow doesn't want to go in. Harpoon lands up, doesn't flash away, but Jackie Love gets the crit shot through, and they're going to find Hong as the trade back. Shadow not going to land the way when comes Lightning, gets a flash away from Jackie Love. Deadly Flourish comes back down. This chaotic early game has more in store as Kanavi flashes after On and finally cuts down the Spider's legs.
It is 3 minutes. Either die a lot earlier, or maybe we get a bigger advantage. Now he is sitting in mid.
Oh my god. Oh, fast charge from Cream, Deadly Flourish, there's the lockdown, and just like it's happened all series long, Knight falls early.
Knight, he gets taken down, but remember, he had lost his flash in that level 1.
Time for it, because these junglers still don't care about camps, they care about ganks. Shadow's on a ward though, but it's Kanavi on the top side looking for a gank into Bin. This is a great timer to go for because there's no death realm for Bin to lean on. Instead,
he's looking for
he just has to eat the damage. He's trying to get 6. He's going to pull it off right off onto 369, but he didn't have enough health in the tank. A desperate play, but it's another kill found for Kanavi.
Man, I understand he will not have his ultimate, and now we're getting a lane swap. No flash on Bin. This is tough. Goodbye, 369. You have to flash.
I hope you enjoyed your kill, man, because you're going to pay it back twofold. Oh, the flash body slam, a desperate play. But 369, you just got to accept the death there, brother.
Right now, this is going to be the first dragon at 620 here for BLG.
It's just massive to see both of these.
10 kills at 6.5 minutes.
I'm like struggling to take stock of this. I'm trying to catch up on some of these items, who's so far accelerated, and it's hilarious that our 2 junglers are even in gold, but they hold 5 of the 10 kills, half those kills. Why is Bin bottom lane? What is happening?
Because he has nothing. He's homeless top lane. There's nothing for him to grab up there.
All right, I guess we're diving. Explosive cast comes across. Stan's going to land, though. On has to repel out of turret aggro. Shadow to take it next as Elk picks up the kill to 369. Really good allocation of turret shots there from BLG. Can Cream find an angle in? They have an idea that he's looking. Awe-inspiring to think about how Shadow has had to step into this role and now have such a huge goal lead up against Kanavi. But it's, again, the bottom lane where we go to, where all the fighting is happening, but that wasn't much of a fight coming across from Hong. He gets popped like a balloon That's what happens when Pyke gets locked down and Hong has to learn the hard way.
We cannot be trying to make this play onto On. This is basically, if you're aiming at Elise, she has to have no spiderlings every single time. And the self-slow, as we saw there,
Plays.
oh, that's the ultimate.
It's again, Bin that's getting targeted. That's explosive cast and flash out, but they don't know that Shadow is waiting in the wings. Kanavi goes for the cease and desist, but he is going to be set up for the kill onto Shadow if the Cressigar doesn't come across here, and nobody drops.
3 out of the 4 ultimates used there in that play. Nobody dies. It's a trade of flashes. Bin for Kanavi. Kanavi can go back and continue to farm here. He's going to try to keep up his tempo around the map, especially getting closer to those finished smites. If he can get it in 11 more camps. Teleport here. They're going to look for a play onto Knight. He has about half a bar of mana. He has his ultimate as well.
We're going to get an early test at how well BLG can keep this TES burst comp at arm's distance. He's going to flash over the Deadly Flourish, trying to get the most out of this Demonic Ascension. Hog is the easy first target. Going to pick that kill up. JackeyLove has to flash away from Knight. His Bin TP's in and drags 369 into his Arena of Doom. 369 trying to use the turret, but these isolated Qs do so much, and the flash is too late. On finds the kill. They can't even pick off Knight right now. TS is scrambling, and Shadow senses the weakness, dashing after them. It's Cream that has to use the Spirit Rush. Flash Cocoon, but a great dodge comes out from Kanavi. That surely would have been another kill for BLG, but instead, TS only end up losing 2 members.
Oh my god,
as they look for their trap. It's the trap as Cream dashes into it, and Kanavi throws himself to the walls. The kills come across. Death from below gets one back for Hog. Can he get the resets? Yes! Finds himself a second. JackeyLove can't get close enough. It's Shadow dashing on top of him, but JackeyLove heals just enough to get back under turret.
First one we see, and I don't even care anymore. Send me to live. There is a dragon happening, and it looks like Top Esports, they're not going to be able to contest. As Kareem, be really, really careful about when and where he pulls his shot, because yes, he has Demonic Ascension, and he has this Rylai's, which I think is going to be massive for this game, but I think that BLG...
And the Herald goes over to BLG. Look at BLG get back into control to find this mid-wave. They're going to take the long way around.
Top Esports can't even contest for this, though. Like, they're so late. I think Elise gets even more value with all of these spiderlings.
They get a pull back. It's Cream again that gets caught. Forcing ceases down from Kanavi, but a good repel. Kanavi is caught up creek with no paddle, and it's Elk to find that kill once more. 369's teleport, too little, too late. The explosive cast can set up Cream to find this kill tonight. Yes, finally they change some damage together. Great charm forces the cleanse out of Elk as well. Current Call not going to find these shots, but Elk bends the ace in the hole right around JackeyLove, and down falls 369. Out of nowhere, On, by the way, in the Herald, setting up the knockup onto Hong, and he sends him back to the Grand Scheme with a death from below. Bin flashes after Hong, completely whiffs, and all bets are off still in this game 5.
Oh my god, they tried to use the Herald because they wanted to catch On.
Watch this Bin flash, though. Oh!
He thought he had it.
BLG
grabbed themselves the bottom side turret, and that is going to be the feats of strength going over to them. Top Esports will be able to at least get something on the opposite side, use those 3 grubs that we've been talking about so much.
Yes, have to be very wary about how they approach this dragon. Chemtech Soul Point. How can you find a way in, Kanavi? You've been an MVP-like player this entire series, but they're asking more of you, Kanavi. How can you find a way to shut down this soul? The traps just aren't letting them in. Kanavi, does he have the Vault Breaker to steal it? No, it's Shadow to secure it. Kanavi immediately has to flash back the way he came, but Shadow is hungry. They subbed him in for a reason, to bring him in to end this series, and he's chased Cream in between their 2 turrets. He's eating turret shots like candy, but you can't chomp down on that crit shot.
That is an RFC headshot. Say goodbye to Cream. 30 seconds, and now a potential mid-tier 1 on the table here. A lot of wave clear coming on through. 369 with those barrels, making it impossible. Oh no, Kanavi, he might be caught on. He's 2 levels down.
He was gapping Beitron 2 games ago, and now he's getting run circles around by Shadow as he flashes over the Vault Breaker. Kanavi, there's only one way out, and it's the Death Realm back to base.
It's feeling inevitable. BLG are about to
Kanavi will spawn maybe before this Octagon dies. And he's going to have to watch as it goes away. Hong does not have Spellbook. There's no room for a steal. Shadow will secure it cleanly. Octagon, XP gains exponentially over to Bilibili as they continue to stack up their fortress for a Game 5 win.
Top Esports, though, now they're going to try and ham-fist this. They know that this game isn't getting any better for themselves, so let's play around mid, set up early.
He Sniffs out the death brush. They do get a catch on to Nighty to pop the demonic ascension, but again, the Swain just heals and shields through all this pain. Chovy has no friends left to follow that play, and Knight finds himself his 6th kill of the game. Cream dashing back.
Completely predicated on bursting out targets, on one-shotting them, on executing them with Pike. What happens when you don't have it? Can they get into the pit? Ari's on the flank right now. Hong flies in. This is tough.
Do you have a miracle steal? He's going to flash. They land up the charm. Elk's going to cleanse it. Gets himself out. Hog's popped. Chemtech Soul Drake is down. The desperation heat from TES roots 1 kill back. But that's not enough to stop the freight train that is BLG. Chemtech Soul at 25.
That you're going to have just by having the Soul makes it even tougher, right? Like, you're supposed to execute them.
Oh, hold on. It's again a desperation heat coming across, and it's Chovy. He's just trying to make up for a mountain of a deficit. And with him down, you called it all. That's it. Being sayonara to this Baron next.
Man, what a year for BLG. They started off not even ending in top 2. They go to MSI after what was a run in the upper bracket, lose to AL, go and end top 4 at the midseason invitational. Split 3, they start undefeated for 8 series in a row. Finish 3rd after an IG upset at the last day. Have to reverse sweep an unlikely Gen.G. Defeat IG. And now, 5-game
demons that haunted them for the majority of this year. Looks like they're going to come up short once again. Unless a miracle flies in the heavens for top esports. All that's flying through right now, disgusting amount of damage from Elk, as he will take down the mid-tier 2 and the siege is on.
This series should have been over already. Remember game 1, we started with a massive lead from top esports and they were knocking on the doors of BLG's base. When top esports threw, this could have been a 3-1 series in favor of TES, but too many mistakes, too many inconsistencies from the mid-jungle here. And I have to call it out, Cream had a large responsibility. Obviously this game was incredibly messy, but Knight having a massive bounce back in this series, going from
TES's base broken open, inhibitor exposed.
3 items here for Jackie Love. It is a single Infinity Edge there for crit chance alongside that RFC. You can also see that Elk, Collector, RFC, Infinity Edge, so much lethality, so much extra damage compared to his counterpart. Who's wave clearing on this roster? Kind of feels like it has to be Cream in situation. You can also use Charm alongside alongside the hook from this Pike to pull those super minions forward, especially with these Baron buffs. A little bit trickier for this team to deal with. Even getting caged inside their base, thanks to these Caitlyn traps. Teleport flank set up by Hong. This has to be the fight here for top esports.
The last-ditch effort for TES. It's Shadow to start things off. Chovy gets drowned into the Death Realm, and Bin wins that one 100 times out of 100. General Chovy down, 369, waddling around, desperately behind it, maybe trying to collect the wave to stall this out. BLG, they're going to go after 369. Flash from on. He doesn't land the cocoon, but he gets 369 away from the wave. Super minions crashing into the Nexus turrets. 5 versus 4, make it 5 versus 3. Elk just one-shot Hog off the screen and back to the Gray Realm for the last time tonight. Shadow looking for the engage. Jackie Love crit shot. Cream to go down next. Jungle carousels. Disappointing split playoff finishes. None of that matters now. All that matters, BLG, Bilibili Gaming, your first LPL team to Worlds 2025.
And coming off of the back of an incredible performance in the later stage.